Do me a favor. Check your screen time right now. If it's over for hours, you're not using your phone. You're slowly training your brain to hate real life. And here's the scary part. You don't even notice it until you can't sit still in silence. When was the last time you sat alone for 15 minutes, no phone, no music, no food, and didn't feel that itch in your chest? If that sounds impossible, you're not lazy. You're in withdrawal. So I did something extreme. For 24 hours, I cut off every single source of cheap dopamine. And I thought it would feel peaceful. It didn't. It felt like hell. But what happened on the other side of that hell changed how I work, how I think, and how I exist. 0:45 to 2:30. The science of the numb. Before I tell you what happened, we need to agree on what's actually happening to us. I'm not going to give you a boring chemistry lecture, but I need you to understand one word. Baseline. Baseline is your brain's natural neutral. It's the level of stimulation where ordinary life still feels alive. A sunset looks beautiful. A quiet conversation feels warm. A book feels interesting. Your own thoughts don't feel like torture. Now imagine your ability to feel pleasure is a rubber band. When you scroll TikTok and something makes you laugh, snapper, band spikes. When you eat something insanely sweet, snap another spike. When you see a red notification, badge-snap. When you open Instagram, see attention, validation, novelty-snap. We think these spikes are happiness. But your brain is not trying to make you happy. Your brain is trying to keep you stable. So every time you force a massive spike, your brain compensates. It doesn't just return to normal. It dips below baseline. That dip is the price you pay. That dip is the hangover. And that hangover has many faces. Boredomanxiatristris, I should do something. But I don't want to do anything. So what do? You reach for the phone again to fix the dip. Spike, crash, spike, crash. And over time, your brain adapts by lowering sensitivity. This is the part nobody warns you about. The phone doesn't just give you pleasure. It steals your ability to feel pleasure from real life. That's why everything else feels dull. A friend's story feels too slow. A meal tastes meh, unless it's hyper salty or hyper sweet. A book feels impossible. Even your own life feels grey. And the worst part, you think you're depressed. You think you're lazy. You think you have attention problems. No, you're overstimulated to the point of numbness. Your receiver isn't broken because the world is boring. Your receiver is broken because it's been fried by constant stimulation. So the goal of a dopamine detox is not to fix your chemicals. It's not spiritual. It's not magical. It's simpler. It's letting the water drain out so you can see the floor again. 2:30 to 3:40, the rules. Monk mode nitrogen monoxide negotiation. If you want to try this, you can't have to it, because your brain will bargain with you. It will say, oh come on, just check email. Oh come on, just one video. Oh come on, just music. That's healthy. Oh come on, just one snack. That's not you speaking. That's addiction wearing your voice. So I created rules that were so clear there was nothing to debate. Here's the protocol. No screens, no sound, no sugar, no people. That's it. That's the whole game. Phone off, laptop shut, TV unplugged. No music, no podcasts, no audiobooks, no background noise. No junk food, no caffeine, no alcohol, no desserts. No socializing, no conversations, no scrolling through group chats. What could I do? I could walk. I could journal with pen and paper. I could clean. I could sit. I could stare at a wall like a monk in a cave. It sounds easy, right? It sounds like a vacation. That's what I thought. Let me tell you what actually happened. 3:40 to 6:30. Phase 1. Withdrawal. Hours 1 to 8 hour 1 to 2. The honeymoon's first 2 hours were surprisingly good. I cleaned my apartment like a responsible adult. I organized drawers I hadn't opened in months. I felt sharp, clear, productive. I remember thinking, wow, maybe people are just dramatic. This is easy. That's the honeymoon phase. Your brain hasn't realized the supply has been cut yet. It still thinks dopamine is coming. Hour 3 to 4. Then it happened. I was sitting on my couch, and I felt my phone buzz in my pocket. I reached for it. There was nothing. My phone wasn't even on me. It was in a drawer. Turned off. In another room. But my leg hallucinated a notification. That's when I realized how deep this wiring goes. My body didn't want content. It wanted the possibility of content. The tiny hit of anticipation. The little spike before the spike. That's the drug. I started pacing. I opened the fridge, not because I was hungry, but because looking at food releases a tiny bit of dopamine. I closed it. 5 minutes later, I opened it again. I became aware of my own behavior, like I was watching an animal in a cage. And here's the terrifying truth. I wasn't choosing anything. My brain was searching. Searching for a lever. Searching for a button. Searching for anything that would give it a hit. Hour 5 to 6. The physical pain. This is the part people don't talk about. Withdrawal is not just mental. It's physical. I couldn't sit still. My fingers were tapping like a nervous tick. My jaw was tense. My shoulders were creeping up toward my ears. I felt a low-level read under my skin like static electricity. I tried reading. I couldn't. The words were swimming. My eyes were scanning, but nothing was landing. The book wasn't boring. My brain was screaming for a faster stimulation. I felt tired, but I couldn't sleep. Restless, but I didn't want to move. Hungry, but not for food. I was hungry for a noise. This is when it hit me. Boredom is not a feeling. Boredom is a withdrawal symptom. It is pain that forces you to seek stimulation. Hour 7 to 8. Bargaining. Be late afternoon. I started negotiating. I should check email, just in case there's an emergency. I could listen to classical music. That's basically self-care. I could just open my laptop and organize my files. That's productive. I could just do something. This is the most dangerous window. Because this is addiction speaking in logic. It sounds reasonable. It sounds responsible. But it's a trap. So I did the most brutal thing I could do. I sat in a chair and stared at a white wall. For 30 minutes. No meditation. App. No guided voice. No timer on my phone. Just me and the wall. It felt like 30 years. My mind was loud. Chaotic. Uncomfortable. And then I realized something that made me genuinely sad. I don't use my phone to connect with people. I use my phone to shut up the voice in my head. Without the phone, I was forced to listen to myself, and I didn't like what I heard. 6:30 to 9 o'clock. Phase to breakthrough. Hours 12 to 18 then. Something shifted. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't like angels appeared. It wasn't like I suddenly became enlightened. It was quieter than that. The noise stopped. Not completely, but the frantic itch softened. The constant urge to check something faded, and suddenly the world got weirdly detailed. I looked at sunlight on the floor, and it looked interesting. Not beautiful like a movie, but interesting, like I could finally see it. I walked outside without headphones, and I noticed things I haven't noticed in years. Wind. Bird sounds. The texture of the air. It sounds stupid when I say it out loud. But that's the point. Normal life stopped feeling like a punishment. Then I picked up a notebook. Usually, when I try to write, I struggle. I stop. I think. I get distracted. I reach for my phone. I just check one thing. Then I lose an hour. This time I wrote for 3 hours straight. My hand couldn't keep up with my brain. Why? Because my brain was starving for a stimulation. So when I gave it a simple task, writing it devoured it. It felt like drinking water after being dehydrated. And this is the secret. Focus is not a skill you add. Focus is what remains when you subtract the noise. We think we have attention problems. We don't. We have distraction problems. I eat a simple meal, rice and chicken. No sauce. No spice. No sugar. It tasted amazing. Because my taste buds weren't being bombed all day. I was recalibrating that night. I went to bed at 9:30. No scrolling. No videos. No blue light. No one last thing. I laid down. And I fell asleep in 5 minutes. For the first time in years. 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. The next morning. The aftermath, waking up the next morning, felt strange. Usually, I wake up in panic. Before my eyes fully open. My hand reaches for my phone. I let the world's problems pour into my brain before I even stand up. Bad news. Emails. Messages. Comparison. Noise. But this morning, I woke up slowly. My mind was quiet. The fog was gone. I felt calm. Then I turned my phone back on, and the screen felt aggressive. The colors were too bright. The icons looked like they were yelling at me. Everything felt demanding. I saw 50 notifications. And honestly, I didn't care about any of them. And for the next 48 hours, I was a machine. I finished work in 4 hours. That usually takes me 8. I held conversations where I actually listened. I wasn't thinking about what I'd say next. I wasn't half present. I was there. Detox didn't give me superpowers. It just gave me back the powers I had lost. 11 o'clock to 13:30. Reality check plus the strategy now. Let's be real. Did this cure my brain permanently? No. The effects fade. We live in a digital world. You can't live in monk mode forever. And you shouldn't demonize dopamine. Dopamine is motivation. It's the molecule of drive. It's what makes you build things, write books, fall in love, pursue goals. The problem isn't dopamine. The problem is cheap dopamine. The problem is getting rewards without effort. The problem is your brain being trained to expect stimulation every 10 seconds. So here's how you apply this safely without becoming a weirdo. Hermit. You don't need a 24-hour detox every week. That's unsustainable. What you need is to build little detoxes into your life, little moments where you let your baseline recover. Here are the 3 rules that changed my life to 1. The first hour rule: don't touch your phone for the first hour of your day. Your morning is the foundation of your baseline. If you spike your dopamine at 7 o'clock a.m., you will spend the rest of the day chasing that high. Keep the morning boring. Do something analog. Drink water. Stretch. Write. Walk. Plan. Your brain should wake up into your life, not into the internet's life. Point 2. The analog gap. Stop filling every silence. When you walk to your car, don't put in headphones. When you eat lunch, don't watch YouTube. When you stand in line, don't scroll. Let yourself be bored, because boredom is not the enemy. Boredom is the incubator of creativity. If you kill boredom, you kill your best ideas. Your brain needs quiet to create. If you never give it quiet, it can't. Point 3. Grayscale mode. This one is a cheat code. Turn your phone screen to black and white. Suddenly, Instagram looks like a spreadsheet. It becomes less appetizing. It reminds you the device is a tool, not a toy. And when you remove color, you remove one of the main ways apps hijack your nervous system. The Team 30 end. The real call to action: independence. Here's the truth. Your attention is the most valuable resource you have, and companies are spending billions of dollars hiring the smartest engineers in the world to hack your dopamine system and steal that attention. They are winning. They are turning you into a reactive zombie who clicks, scrolls, buys, and wonders why life feels empty. The 24-hour detox is not a magic pill. It's a declaration of independence. It's you saying, I control what enters my mind. So I challenge you. Pick a day, maybe this Sunday. Warn your family. Hide your phone. Embrace the boredom. It will be painful. You will hate it. But on the other side of that boredom, you might just meet yourself again. Trust me, that person is worth meeting. Stop scrolling. Go live. I'll see you in the next one.